3 days after traditional rulers were killed in Ekiti State, government killed a monarch in Kolata, local government area of Kwara State, and the state government vows to apprehend those responsible. In Imo State, Governor Hope Uzodinma condemns the activities of pipeline vandals, which led to the death of 5 persons in Ohaji Eboma in Imo State. Good morning and welcome to Political Views on Ebona, the 103 of Papa FM. I am Martin Ifanchu, AKZ. Gunmen killed the traditional ruler of Kuloba, Peter Shegu Aremu in Ekiti local government area of Kwara State. The monarch, said to be a retired soldier, was reportedly killed on Thursday by gunmen who also kidnapped his wife and 2 other persons. A lot is happening in our politics this morning. You will recall that Onimojo of Imojo, Oba Olatunde Olushola, and the Eleson of Eshun Ekiti, Oba Babantunde Ogusaku, were attacked in Ekiti State. At the same time, a suspended monarch, in Oyo State is linked to the illegal mining that led to the bomb that blasted in Oyo State. A lot to talk about on this particular edition of our political views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. So let me get right into it. Let me bring you up to speed on the happenings on our politics this morning. The headlines. Ayedatiwa appoints Akredoru's men, others as commissioners, advisors. Suspended monarch linked to illegal mining, says Oyo State. Assembly bombing. Fubara's loyalists can face terrorism trial. 34 constituencies elect leaders as DSS. Police warn troublemakers. Policemen arrested for kidnapping not walking free. Rivers Police. Veron, INEC distributes sensitive materials in Anambra. Opposition will dislodge APC in 2027. Coalition of United Political Parties declares. How killers planned Kwara Oba's murder in Biapalo. Abia community won't suffer over stream pollution. Oti promises. Edo lawmaker denies receiving federal government's rice palliatives. Now, details. Ayedatiwa appoints Akeredoru's men, others as commissioners, advisors. The Ondo State Governor, Lucky Ayedatiwa, has sent 10 names to the State House of Assembly for screening and confirmation as commissioners and special advisors. Ayedatiwa became the governor of the state on December 27, 2023, following the death of Governor Rotimi Akeredolu. He later dissolved the State Executive Council on January 24, 2024, according to a statement issued by his chief press secretary, Ebenezer Adenian. The governor has sent the names of the nominees to the Assembly on Friday. The list comprises some former members of the sacked cabinet. The statement read, Ondo State Governor Lucky Orimasan Ayedatiwa has forwarded to the State House of Assembly for screening and confirmation the names of the 6 commissioner nominees. The nominees are Mrs. Omowumi Isaac, Mr. Olukayode A. Ajulo, Razak Obe, Pastor Emmanuel Ibasan, Akumi Showere, and Mrs. Hossein Oyenin. And the next story we have for you on this edition of Political Views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM, is suspended monarch linked to illegal mining, says Oyo. The Commissioner for Information and Civic Orientation, Prince Dotun Oyelade, has said that the Oyo state government will hit hard at anyone, no matter how highly placed, who contravenes the law. Oyelade, who was reacting to the suspension of the Onido of Ido land, Oba Borabade, Moritala, Babalola, Badewodu won by the state government on Friday. He revealed that the government took the tough measures of sending signals to those aiding and abetting criminals within the state territory, saying that they are in the wrong place at the wrong time. Specifically, the commissioner disclosed that the Ondo was that the Onido was suspended because of an intelligence report linking him to the illegal miners in the Ido local government area of the state. In the light of our recent experience and the government's daily efforts to rid our land of criminals, we are sending the signal to all like-minded elements to vacate our zone or be caught and brought to justice, the commissioner said, speaking on the possibility of Onido being dethroned when the investigation was said all options are on the table. It will be recorded that the government had in a letter dated February 2nd, 2024, signed by the Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Matters, Honorable Olusegun Olayiwola, indicated that Governor Sheyi Makinde approved the suspension on February 1st, 2024. Still on stories making rounds our political space this morning. Assembly bombing. Fubara's loyalists can face terrorism trial, says court. A federal high court in Abuja on Friday dismissed a preliminary objection of challenging the competence of the Inspector General of Police to prosecute them on terrorism-related offenses. The defendants, Chime Iguma, Eze Baglike, Prince Lukman, Oladele, Kenneth Goodluck, Massa, Osiga, Donald, and Ochueja, thank God, who are loyalists of the River State Governor Similai Fogbara, are standing trial on terrorism-related charges and alleged murder. The Inspector General of Police had instituted the charges against them following their alleged role in the bombing of the River State House of Assembly in October 2023. When the charges were read to the defendants, they all pleaded not guilty. In a preliminary objection filed through their counsel, the defendants urged the court to stop the trial of the terrorism-related offense preferred against them, as only the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice could try them on such an offense. Justice Mubalaji Olajuwon, in a ruling on their preliminary objections on Friday, held that the defendants were wrong in their claims that only the AGF could put them on trial. Justice Olajuwon said that the law, especially Section 3, Section 63, and 74 of the Terrorism Prevention Act were clear to the effect that while the AGF had constitutional power to strengthen the terrorism prevention law, the same sections did not confer the exclusive rights to prosecute on the AGF. The judge said that while Section 5 of the Terrorism Prevention Act conferred the responsibility of gathering intelligence and investigation on police, the same section donated rights to police to initiate criminal charges in a competent court of jurisdiction. Still on our political space this morning, 34 constituencies elect leaders as DSS. Police one trouble space this morning. 34 constituencies elect leaders as DSS. Police one troublemakers. After months of campaigns and preparations by candidates of various political parties, voters in the 34 constituencies across the country will today elect a senator, House of Representatives member, and State House of Assembly members. The rerun election will hold in some senatorial districts, 11 federal constituencies, and 22 state assembly constituencies in Lagos, Ebonyi, and 7 other states. However, ahead the exercise, the Department of State Services and the State Police Command have cautioned the troublemakers and criminals to stay clear of polling units across the 34 constituencies in the country. Also, some state police commands caution thugs and other criminals to stay away from the exercise. Speaking on the election, the DSS urged political parties to act by the strategic communications of the said the service had advised politicians and their supporters to shun violence before, during, and after the election. And the next story we have for you this morning, policemen arrested for kidnapping, not walking free. Rivers Police. The Rivers State Police Command has faulted claims made by a Delta State House of Assembly candidate Harrison Wamishu, alleging the release of 3 officers accused of kidnapping in the state. The implicated officers, ASP Dobora, ASP Talent Mungo, and Inspector Ode Michael, reportedly kidnapped a man in Aba, Abia State. Subsequently, they transported the victim to Bayelsa State and later to Uheri in Delta State, where they allegedly extorted $3,000, equivalent to 4.2 million naira, according to a police statement. Following their arrest, the command disclosed that an investigation into the incident had begun while the money collected had been returned to the victims on January 18th. Rerun, INEC distributes sensitive materials in Anambra. The Independent National Electoral Commission in Anambra State has begun the distribution of sensitive materials to Nnewi North and Orumba North local government areas where the rerun election is taking place today. The distribution exercise was supervised by the state resident electoral commissioner Dr. Elizabeth Ogu at the premises of the Central Bank of Nigeria Oka office on Friday. Ogu said the materials such as result sheets and ballot papers were received for the 2 local government areas, while the BVA machines and other items were handed over to the electoral officers. She added that INEC has mobilized enough security operatives to provide adequate protection for its ad hoc staff and voters during the election. Meanwhile, movement has been restricted from 8 o'clock a.m. to about 2:30 p.m. when voting will end in the areas where the election will be held. We will ensure every voter in the queue votes before we close. All POS operators have been warned to stay off all the polling units in the federal constituencies we run elections in the state. We don't want to see anybody operating POS around the polling units because they have been aiding vote buying. I want to beg politicians not to do anything funny. The security operatives are on the red alert. The rerun elections will be held at 21 polling units in Nnewi North local government area and Orumba North local government areas of the state today. Still on the stories making rounds at political space this morning, opposition would dislodge APC in 2027. United political parties. Opposition political parties in Nigeria under the aegis of the coalition of united political parties are mobilizing 9 political parties to upstage the All Progressive Congress in 2027 election. Coalition of United Political Party National Secretary Peter Ame, who disclosed this in an interview with newsmen on Friday, lamented that division among opposition political parties granted the APC victory in the 2023 elections. Ame, who described opposition political parties as the defenders of the masses, revealed that the only unity among these parties can upstage the APC. The Coalition of United Political Parties National Secretary disclosed that discussions were to unite the 9 opposition political parties and form a formidable front to rescue and rebuild Nigeria. He stated, CUPP is not just a child of this morning or yesterday. It was founded before the 2019 election. So we have concluded that it is very important we stay together and work together to rescue Nigeria from the failing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led administration. The division among the ranks of opposition granted a PC victory in 2023. We are interested in the 2027 rescue mission to rebuild the country. 9 political parties are involved in this movement. The idea is that we will look at the process so that we will be able to put up a formidable front in 2027, he stated. How killers planned Para Oba's murder in Biapalo. Fresh facts have emerged that the killers of the Olukoro of Okoro in the Ekiti local government area of Kwara State, Oba Olusegun Aremu Cole, perfected the murder plot in a pub, popularly called Biapalo in the town. Oba Aremu Cole, a retired senior military officer who was shot dead on Thursday night by the assailants who invaded his palace, and his wife and 2 natives who lived near the palace were whisked away to an unknown destination. He was crowned in 2017 and he would have been 66 years this year as he was born in 1958. It was gathered that the killers also lured a sales girl at the pub to lead them to the palace, which is located in the area. A source in Koro, who did not want his name who pleaded anonymity, confided in newsmen on Friday that when the assailants arrived in the town on Thursday evening, they settled in the pub to take some drinks. The source, after spending several hours at the relaxation center and being good customers, they now asked the sales girls to lead them to the palace to pay obeisances to the monarch and discuss the progress of the town. The girl ignorantly led the 3 men to the palace to see the monarch and went back to continue her work at the joint. Another native of Kuro, Fushon Akoredoro, said the monarch had just returned from a journey and was relaxing when the gunmen attacked him. He added that following the killing, a team of soldiers have been dispatched to Kumb Forest in Kwara and neighboring Kogi and Ekiti states to smoke out the assailants. The immediate junior brother to the monarch, Mr. Adelaja Aremu, on Friday narrated how the gunmen killed the Oba. Or you will recall that barely 3 days after two traditional rulers were killed by yet to be identified gunmen in Ekiti State, another suspected kidnappers last night invaded the palace of Urukoko of Koro in Ekiti, local government area of Kwara State, killing the traditional ruler of the town. And this assailant also went away with the deceased wife and two others. And the next story we have for you this morning, Abia community won't suffer over stream pollution, OT promises. Abia Governor Alex Oti of Abia State said had concluded plans to ensure that Aro Ajatakiri community did not suffer because of the contamination of the community's stream. Briefing newsmen Thursday night, Oti said arrangement is being made to ensure that Aro Ajatakiri people have drinking water outside the contaminated stream, noting that Abia communities are suffering from one challenge or the other. The governor added, "We will provide our Ajatakri community with every support to ensure we reduce the impact of the contamination." Recall that a day earlier, the Abia First Lady Priscilla Oti had visited the community with some palliatives and promised to sink boreholes in the area through the Ministry of Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation in partnership with the mayor of Ikuano local government area to salvage the situation pending the conclusion of the investigation into the matter. Oti used the occasion of the briefing to disclose that he had also concluded plans to reactivate pipe-borne water in Aba and Omahia, lamenting that the project was delayed by rusted pipes that requires a exorbitant sum of money to replace. On security, he also expressed the hope that the Abia State University Deputy Vice Chancellor Professor Godwin Emezue, who was kidnapped recently, will be rescued, pointing out that the abductors came from outside the state and also took him outside the state. He said plans are underway to rescue him and reunite him with his family. And lastly, before you can call in and tell us what you think of all of this, a Edo lawmaker denies receiving federal government's rice palliative. And Edo federal lawmaker Dennis Idahosa on Friday denied involvement in the alleged diversion of some rice palliatives meant for his constituency during the festive season. The All Progressive Congress aspirant for the Edo governorship election refuted the claim shortly after he submitted his expression of interest and nomination forms at the party secretariat in Abuja. Idahosa and another APC federal lawmaker from Edo State, Dekeri Anamero, had exchanged brick bars over the supply of the Christmas rice palliatives by the federal government to federal lawmakers. Trouble started when Anamero challenged APC supporters in a viral video on social media to demand the whereabouts of the bags of rice approved by the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for each of the 160 House of Representatives members and 109 senators. Reacting, an aggrieved Idahosa had called for a probe on the allegation to clear his name. 5 weeks after the drama, the APC governorship aspirant told journalists at the party secretariat in Abuja on Friday that he had left the issue behind him after Anamero tendered an apology. There you have it. Activities of bandits and kidnapping seem to be affecting monarchs mostly in the country today. 3 days after two monarchs were killed in Ekiti, gunmen killed a monarch in Kwara State as well. You will recall that Onimojo and Imojo Onimojo of Imojo, Oba Olatunde Olushola, and others, were also and killed in Ekiti. You will remember that also Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma condemns the activities of pipeline vendors, which led to the death of persons, Haji Eboma in Imo State. What is your take on all of this? Remember that you can join us on Facebook as we're live at Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Drop your comments on the comment section of the live video. You can equally stream us online via mixlr.com/gistfm. Send SMS or WhatsApp messages on 080-96661035. You can now call us on 070-3445-9334 or 07045-592210. Let's hear from you right about now. Hello. Yes, good morning, my brother. Okay. Apa gị na-ebe isi akpa gaba n'iru? Gaba n'iru sir. Mana mgba iwe wana anyị ka njọ gị mgbe anyị na-ekwu ọ bụrụkwa the same time ka Akeredolu develop kwalụ Amotekun ma mgbe emesịrị abọmbụkwuru even atụ bọmbụ n'ụlọ ụka na side pa so ị ga-asị na o mee na the two places at the same time. Yes. You can find money from now to Tanzania. When you go to the Abacha and do here, they put a guy in them, in the Tapano. Eja Katanano. I told her, Tahaga, but they go over Alawara. Manaya, I will make people where I go for. I didn't make it business. Do to get I need to get a mosque of Fuego. But then they go for this morning now. Only enough for Niger, you put a lot that I could never go and never go for your barrier. And up on your 3,000 naira. $3,000. 3,000 naira go. They were a hotel over there. Well, by year, on up for 4.something million. Yeah, then I must go take you where 3,000 naira. Get your go no water. Where but over there, well, by year. A letter must go there. Oh, but they got you now. Oh, how we see and I don't know. This is the you will go to Jaja or whether I must go because they go to Lava. The way I put them when I come up with it, I got to go to I guess. And I don't go to the Russia, you get your Russia, but you get a Russia. But thank you for a year. Okay, the minister. If I get it, this is the you would have put enough of another. I talk about must go. Barrier go to Brunap. If I get it, there, put out the month. Ngandalo, my brother, can I have a also? Oh, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Can I have a Yes, sir. So, all illegal refining can done, and men no ya. The forest of forest of Imo State. Do you hear that? As a result of Ifeanyi Ekumakia, as a result of this thing. I got sustained. I got check because Nimet non Imo State as I'm talking to you now. Now check out that forest on a very good day. So Nimet non Imo State as I'm talking to you. Now check that forest. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Let's hear from you. What do you have to say about all of this? Hello.
Good morning to you, Meta.
Yes, good morning, my brother. Man. We thank the Lord. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Gabaniru Sao. Yes.
Yeah, Meta.
My brother.
Branch and a faction of EDP over 2027.
Okay. Coalition of United Political Parties.
Yes, coalition of United Political Parties, whatever they call themselves. Forget it, they are faction of EDP. You know all of them. I'll have to go given a house. One thing you're not yet about to talk, probably on that. I'm all faction of PDP because overall political party, PDP.
No, good in the house before we establish this. Okay, on go in the house at the time before. Yes, before he became part of this, on go in the house before he even became part of this coalition of United.
Last year now, how do we win last year?
Okay, just continue. But before he contested for that election, he was in a particular position as well now.
Position, that is the cup now.
Okay.
That is the cup. Now secretary has all that.
Continue, please. Continue. We'll substantiate that later. Continue.
Yeah, no, you substantiate. I know that is my life, so I don't need to substantiate what I know.
Continue.
So, yeah. So when I just say, I bet I had on a 2015, 2013 form APC.
Yes.
And it's people from back together where 27. The North. Prefer for Tinubu, Guy will report to Chia 8 years. Then, in the South, Ghana talk a haga. For example, I went a form of that political party, or you poor. Then on the higher with it. Or from South, the higher with it. Not why you win, because on your South to be getting over that 8 years ago. So I don't know someone I think about 4 years. I got the how
okay.
Letter. Second, the Webolo. They don't have a ticket. Also, they would not cook Anya. Natiku Abubaka, so president by fire by force.
Okay.
What's that also? On our law, president. What's that called in Bangladesh? I don't know if Umaka people in Amman, they're not to vote Tinubu. Go with 4 years, Yagaba. Come with 2 fresh 8 years. Although I don't know to get with it.
Now, only young choka can clear before Gaba Okulu 9 political parties in actually form this coalition Hani Okuyaga as get weapon APC na Olu 2027. So if feeling that those political parties up and capacity build where weapon APC can has.
Yes, and I'm working apart from PDP, I'm a level of PDP. NMPP or PDP. So at the cotton level, the NMPP, you know, when I was of PDP. So PDP and Andone, or the Koa, Mamma, I were mother one in Nigeria, or YPP, Madonna, getting the hat and the level. Yeah, but you want. Open on it that APC break into two. Where I join the PDP. Mapa and the PDP will have a particular NMPP. So yeah, I break it. I to pass on Ireland and
then and we also I put into consideration the fact that now in Anya if na ihe ju weapon more APC CPC and CPC and AC at the end of the day AC nga ku na ha nwelo ha nwegasị ndị nọgasị na government at the time but CPC how many people can ha as at the time
APC APN the lucky in the southwest where governors had the lucky there.
Yes.
Managing at the north, CPC with millions of multitude loyalists to President Buhari, former president. But the technique of rigging elections by PDP, now, NMPP were multitude of millions of people. And you are the governor of YPP, PPA got joined the mother of the Howard.
Nsogbu ka anyị nabata ndị ọzọ kịta ịbatakwazi again ka anyị continue the conversation. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Let's hear from you. What do you have to say about all that is going on in our political space this morning? Hello. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm fine. What of you?
We thank God. Apa gị na-ebi sakpa ike gaba n'iru o? Okay, gaba n'iru o.
Well, any form of party here, I'm of Nigeria, Mama. The mother go fed up of all these political parties. I'm Mayor, the National Assembly, and the party House of Assembly. Nothing can ever do.
When to kwuo o moti your mouthpiece none of maka na na-ekwu of me na-agakwa n'iru still o when to kwuo ya ọ da pụtasị ọfụma ma na-aga n'iru okay ngwa gaba n'iru
so Senate ma ndị state houses of assembly ya gbasara electoral reform a enwere ebe I make the provision for independent candidates. I'm also President sign about sale about every independent candidate every general election like this country. I'm so tired of all these political parties. If I have 15 options over that, because every independent candidate. Anything in Aketa, you will be your booty. It just said to the electorate. On your mother, no will let go, but no one not the popular bar of that. Without you all this expression of interest form.
Okay.
A 20 million, 100. And I'm well here. It's not a and the well-researched quality, Gapota, join the Anita Total governance over that. CGC, Abambo, and the Anna call them mother in a peaceful way. We start agitating for that. All the very important in this country.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
That's my brother. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Can I know from you? And you know, this forming of political parties are now the major. I know for other things I know, like that of the killing of a monarch in Kogi and you know in Kwara per se, you know, and that of Ekiti State as well. So we are looking into all of this. Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning, my brother.
Yeah, I'll cheat.
Okay. Can be Saba Shade?
I'm up here.
Okay, Gabaniru.
All right. You may wouldn't have a political party. See, do good in Kedua, because most of them already see why they would won't make them a political party.
Okay.
See, do so, at least if Nigeria can have a lead, 4 for 6 political parties, okay, there are all these multitude of political parties. Most of them don't even winning a council when if they can put a law that if they do election and the political party doesn't want any electoral seat, then they leave their political party out.
Okay.
So because you don't start to be a political party if you don't want election. So it's very important. Choose the number of political parties.
Okay.
Anyway, and the another thing, this purchasing of form. They have now twisted it that you will pay those amount after paying those ones, you pay the form of interest form of how they call that again.
Okay. That is interest form, just the way you said it now, that you are declaring your interest that you want to run. Yes.
Yes, interest of nomination form.
Okay.
But they just did it another way, cutting how those candidates money. Doesn't make sense.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't support that. Before you purchase a form, you just spend all the money that you take to do campaign for the people that will vote for.
Even that of like a Labour Party in Edo State where they sold 30 million to, 30
million and 10 million. After that is 30 million, NLP, 10 million.
Okay.
Then you still pay a nomination of interest form 1 million, that's 11 million.
Okay.
So just pick a form.
Yeah.
Now they should know what they do about that one. That one is more people that have to the position that conducting election.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Issue of monarch, clean of monarch, I think is what they deserve because most of them are harboring the criminal accused. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us. But we won't say they deserve. Gabani Rusa.
Party is not the problem of Nigeria. Party have no problem over there. Party never be a problem. No go there. Akaramanu be ho si the photo wa no nwere obodo national party no problem. Yatago. Nya na-ekwu okwu ka obodo si wee dị. Obodo si wee dị. Na ọdịmma ma na ọdịmma ọ bụghị party. Party abụghị problem. Ele aja je for party of Jesus Christ. We have bata n'obodo a. Ife na-eme no ga na-eme. So party is not their problem. Maka na ife dị nwa peace ọ dị na-arụ. Ka mmadụ ghara ịga na-eme ihe na amaji onye party doesn't see a problem. Take how many parties were in Oboda? Millions of parties. Getting big as long as they move, they have not them one and Canada home market. When your foundation is not good, or can you open around about substandard, to put order, to put out your Adam solid. So party have a problem all. The administration and the amalgamation of this country is one of the things needed to do Oboda. They come and take care of. So party have a problem. Mother.
But this country won't be the only country ever you full a lot of ethnicity and I work together at the end of the day.
Yes, I'm not going to get an appointment. You go and there is a China and there is an India, American and Ocean. I can't get an over there. I want to go for 10 and go to party. I want to go for 10 and go to party to my party after all. Yes, I thought I was party now, but in America.
Okay. Democrats are Republicans, liberal too. Enwezuli no.
Mana ihe niile ahụ pụta na achọrọ nke ha niile a karịrị obodo abụ Naijiria. Enye n'obe ka ndị apụta wee kwuo okwu. Ha anaghị ekwu okwu agwa ya. Mana obodo enwere millions of parties. Ma ha na-akọmpleni. Mana ihe mere ndị ekita nke ha ji ha na-akọmpleni ndị dịka ogene national. The system ha ji wee na-eme ofet dị ha mma na-arụ. Ya kpata ahụ ije ewetekwu another country ha kwa ka nke ha isi ikwe ihe a na-aga ọfụma. Ịkwụ ọchọ ọchịcha dị ịkwụ ọra ihe a na-aga ọfụma. Mana ọ dị n'obodo a, ọ dịghị obodo a. So ọ bụghị ọbọchị ya problem. Equal right and equal justice ihe na-egburu n'obodo a ekwughị eziokwu na ihe ndị ọzọ gasị. Ọ ya gburu obodo a. So ọ bụghị ọbọchị. Meta.
My brother.
Ịma na okwu ekwuru before. So ha ji egbe ma it's a very big largest local government. O nwere many communities ka nkụ.
We'll get back to you on that. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. And one of the things I need, like he ascribe to, religious figures and all of that. I believe find them in political views, because in we can put something where political like religious figure where you offend some people with their faith. So I gotta be very careful about what we say here. Be very objective. But thank you so much for joining us this morning. Let's hear from you right about now. Hello.
Hello, Martin.
So, my sister.
Never come again. I'm so getting. I'm on the name here. Oh, non-government. Oh, non-government. On the buy name here. Leave why. Any make it all. Igbo mba ihe awụ ihe ha ji wee agwụ obodo niile na ha akpatago ya bụ na ndị Igbo chọrọ ịmụrụ anya ha emụrụ anya ha chọkwa ije na ntọrọ bụ ụdọ na ọgbakwutekwu ha na eze ha maka ebe a ha ji ewe ebele ala eze agbagwa m ihe a emegide rute ebe a o jiri ebe na ya moto 160 million 150 million kamụ na-eji eti kamera na Naijiria ndị nọọsụ na-eti ndị East a na-eti m na-asị na aka mma n'oyibo aghọta m oyibo a na ikpeazụ ka a ghọtabara ya eziokwu unu ejekwa na-agbata ndị sekuriti weta ndị wọchị nait ndị nche abalị weta na ha debe anyị nwere ike mgbe ndị na ụmụazị jeenụ ihe ka ha chekwa obodo anyị ka ọ bụrụ ekwu unu wee mee ọ bụrụ onye ha ekwu unu wee mee ọ na-agba na Abuja na ha na-eze unu je nọdụ mana na ọ gbakwutekwugo okwu unu na-agbagwa m ka a ga-esi wee kwuo onye ukwu wa so na ọ bụrụ na ọ ekwe ha wee ha weta ndị nche agbagwa sekuriti nke a gaa ọzọ dị ka ibe bụ na ndị Igbo ekwuru kịta ise piti na ndị Igbo anaghị ekwu okwu ọjọọ gbasara onye nwụrụ anwụ sepiti ọ dị very painful na ọhịa anyị chekwudo n'obodo anyị batara n'ime ya ka mkpụrụ obi ha zuru ike na ndokwa ise so na ọ bụ na ọ ya ekwe wee mee ndị obodo ha kpọkụrụ ọhọpụ ma a na ihe na-eme ha ọkwa ha n'etiti ebe a ka ha kpọkụrụ ọhọpụ kpọta ụmụ ikorobịa ka onye ọbụla kulite onye mara ihe o ji wụrụ okorobịa o chechirikwe.
Dalo, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Dalo, yes, let's hear from you right about now. What do you have to say about all of this? Hello.
Hello, Martin.
Yes, good morning.
Happy meeting you again this week, a new month.
Okay, welcome.
Adam from Amaria.
You have to put your radio off and then you go on, please.
Okay. Is it okay now?
Okay. Okay.
Martin.
No?
Martin, how can this country be boiling at this point? This is more than 100 centigrade. Boiling in deaths of Nigerians. Hardship. People committing suicide. Our president not in this country now. And all we are thinking about is 2027. How many years from now? How many years? On 2027. This is only what this country is good at. And this is only what is they are doing, holding on to power so that it doesn't shift from their hands. When they are holding this power, they don't know the problem at our doorstep now is starting 2027.
Anybody at all, not just about East, West, and the North. Not about North and West.
The myriad of problems in this country, talking about who will hold on to power. And the people that hold on to power wouldn't want it to slip from their hands.
Okay.
So that it will not get to. That's what I mean. I'm not talking about tribe or whatever.
Okay.
I am talking about how they concentrated fully in holding power at the expense of our suffering.
Okay.
You get it now.
Yes. Continue.
During Trump time, two Americans were hold. They hold them in that isn't it?
In Nigeria.
Yes.
Okay.
And the Trump did all he can, and he came and
rescued
them.
Yeah.
Who can look at anybody in the state, this Nigeria now, whose president can look at us and say, "Why very, very poor, we cannot stand." Let us think of 70 people. Kenya and governor the people.
Yes.
This 2027, whoever wants or wins, our people call them making nice. How many people with their life with what is on the ground now? The reality on the ground. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We need to hear from you. What is your take on all that is going on in our political space this morning? Hello.
Hello, brother.
Yes. Good morning, my brother.
Good morning.
No.
Good morning. The bottom modern again. That's what I'm going to Yes, it is those marker.
Gabaniru.
This is Gampo Ahmed, Secretary of COP. Ndiko, Dika, Otiwapoloni, COP of Iko. A man of 2027. Well, I think I'm happy to go over Masala economy. ịga na mana ka anyị discuss on it. Aka m ala nke isi ọnụ nke gọvanọ mana onye iko na-agwa anyị ndị na-ewepụzie APC Naijiria dị mma. Nke izigbo na onye na-eji ezigbo ike mana ndị abụ onwego ndị ji politiks wee mela aka ọnụ banụ katabe ya drọp one statement ka stretin ya ka abịa gbapụteba ya ọla mọta onye bụ almost of politicians etretin kwa na ala gị ọ bụrụ na ịghọtara gị na-eme bule ego chọba maka Ibrahim Ibrahim gwa bụ mechie ọnụ onye isi dị mma kwesịrị icheta ebe ịmago ịdị na dịka my brothers ọ PDP man ka na that's the story of APC ọ nọ bụbụrụ secretary before ọ ndị akwa ndị ahụ dị ka akwa ana m agwa ndị mmadụ na onye kwene ka elie yi eligoro gị ikwepụrụ ka aṅụọ gị ndị eligo ndị mmadụ ugwu ndị mmadụ ga nọdụ aṅụsị aba mara m nke ọzọ chọpụta ka emebe so na ka m were na okwu na-ewepụzi APC ọdịmma tupu mere ebe na-enwe ndị saba bụ ndị lebọ onye bụ onye lebọ bụ ka nkọli ma elebọra o nwere ndị kpọrọ ọba lebọra wit na pati dị iche iche ma ndị na-agba ọkada n'ihe ma ndị bụ gọọmenti nọnda gọọmenti payroll ya ndị a na-akwụ ụgwọ ọnwa bụ civil servant ordinary civil servant winite election na election banọ na national assembly banọ ji ebiri ya biko na gọọmenti adịghị eme ọfụma inunukwu onuba na pati gọọmenti biko na ICC ga-akarị ya prayer money ege na national assembly ịnụ gabati biko were nke nwunye ndị pọ most of them were ebe wapụta ụmụnna wapụta kọmuniti wapụta ịnụ na nwoke adịghị ụlọ eji eleta ụmụnna ndị agụụ na-agụ ịgbali afọ eje na ndị Solva Foods mebi organization mebi denomination Solva Foods enyeba 1 million ọba na-alụ ahịa si mba gara abata n'obodo alụọ họteelụ ebe a na-ewe mkpụrụ mmadụ ịtọ kedu ebe mee indọstrị common ebe a na-alụ these people can never build it n'anya nsogbu CPS like them because ọ bụrụ na mmadụ ga na-eli na-aṅụ na-ayapụ nri onye na ya n'akụkụ nwere nke oli ọnwụọ n'ịkọtọ ndị nọ n'ọchịchị ọ nara agwa onwe eziokwu my brothers and sisters ndị mma ebe nna atọ so ndị abụ lebara win the election kedu ife na-ekwu against the gọọmenti tata ma ọ bụrụ na ewepụ APC ọ dị mma o nwee okwu isi aka ndị kwụ dị ọdata bụ na ọchịchị bara aka PDP ma na Naijiria nke Naijiria akwụkwọ ekwuo m na ya bụ okwu the problem ya nwere bụ na risk aghọtasịọ ebe ndị dị pọ na mana emere na expect na ndị Abuja ma ndị na-agba ọkada win the election kwesịrị bama afọ na-ata bata ya esite ejekwana ndị pepụl na all this while na-eli ndị gọọmenti ndị taxpayers money na ndị mmadụ na-ata afọ tebi n'ọbụghị ịgwazi na ibe na-esi wepụ isi ya n'arụ ka m kwụsị ata ndewo.
Mandala, my brother, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Let's hear from you. What do you have to say about all of this? Hello.
Meta.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning.
No.
I found the money this morning. Observation.
Okay.
This is very platform. I thought in a mending allow the ever not insult safety of our people.
Okay, only yancho ịghọta ka m bịa na nke a na aghọta is the person na yes na insult mmadụ I will still have allow that to flow.
Already we are platform. No when you see a drum man up I don't sure when you see a drum man up.
Yes.
I don't sure when you are money not part of the platform.
Yes.
I don't sure I this platform when more recognizes email last week. No when the bank email go for you. You just go to cloud.
Okay. I had allowed that. Like ọ bụ na onwe nke ifụlụ ịchọrọ ikwu ịkpọ ya frustrator opportunity ikwu then I have figure it out together as well. Nke a kike ikwu. Okay, we can say like ewopu na a na-eri mmadụ eri and all of that. O nwere onye okwu na eli.
Ihe nchọrọ ikwu ni bụ na ndị be anyị a na-agba ọsọ mmiri n'oge until mgbe o zuru arụ. This very thing na-eme na Nigeria bụ so ntị a mawara ọgwụ ya kamgbe na 1982 ga-register this country na OIC. Anyị na-ekwu ya na ndị karịpụta na-akọrọ anyị ihe n'ime anyị statis mgbe ahụ enya na-abụ Yobe, Bauchi, Gombe, Jigawa. Ihe anyị na-eme nri just na watch ebe etu si emegasị. N'ezi ihe ga-adị onwe gị bụ kedu ka dị si na-eme nri si eme na country giant of bụrụ na US United States of America wepụtara afa ndị na-sponsor terrorism na anyị wepụta afa ndị na-sponsor terrorism bụ ndị UAE na anyị. Then we have government and that government anyị nwere ML. Why is it happening like that? After n'ime kind of election onye Igbo nọ Lagos si na ọ bụ na protest or the killing of Christians cannot stop in Nigeria. Nobody asking why is the this type of thing? On either side, the NMN Naga, you need to have Benue State. So that the SPN will go to their community. The governor of the Great nobody asked him, can it be an element? I don't know from Village. And then go up for Yaba, Jenna, who not sending why?
Yeah, back and can on me. Now, Delta State, please.
Now,
Bonsac.
So, in the point these people enter in. When I don't know here, I want people. Man, you like that South. Man, Yoruba. Now, I go one back. Why not go one over the two? You want the people that come to say. The video is on my phone now.
Anyway, no, we'll handle all of that. Elotem, when we put this kind of Elotem, when we put this kind of problem in Okukita Delta State in the days of Okowa. I remember how it was. Okay. No problem. We'll get into that. But thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, my brother. Now, let's hear from you now. What do you have to say on this? We'll cease from inciting or saying that this and that. We'll be very careful about the information before we, begin to comment, and then be very objective in whatever we are saying this morning. Let's hear from you now. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning.
Please go on. So, where are you calling us from this morning, sir?
I'm calling from Ozili.
Go on now.
Looking at us. In fact, it is a parable of disappointment and an epitome of tragic irony that we will fold our hands and allow this nation to perish in our hands. Look at everyday killing or frivolity and nothing more. I wonder whether he has fears relating to what is happening. Or are they only there busy for sharing of money? Talking of impeachment and other things. Look at us. Most of the times I wonder whether we are caused because we are protecting this kind of infected nation. I've never seen this kind of nation in my life since I was born because everything is.
Look at it now from this angle. We are all complaining about this, and the federal government that there are other countries. Every country have their own issue, don't you think so? Okay.
South Africa just came out from apartheid, we knew, and they are lazy people. They are into xenophobia.
We can't say all South Africans are. Yes, all South Africans are not lazy.
Yes, but here in Nigeria, I wonder if all these people in Abuja, the so-called senators, and it is only during the era of so-called we type of trees. Every day, different types of heinous. I don't know even where to go and hide it. Because this nation, there is nothing to ameliorate the suffering subsidy. On the first day he came to power, not even minding whether people are dying or not. It is just there storing all the nations of the world, and our people are dying, not what we are here for.
Yeah.
Let him just resign to 6 of Naira, who is fooling who. Because our children, what is their fate?
My brother. Yes, let's hear from you. What do you have to say about all this? Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning, my brother. How are you doing this morning? I thank the Lord. Gabaniru, after getting a visa, why Gabaniru? Hello. One, please call back 7045 592210. Let's hear from you right about now. Hello. Yes, good morning. How are you doing? Okay. Biko Gabaniru, oh.
Because the reason why you say I don't need to my man, they will go at a hola. So this mess no jab about a man, but I don't know. And Mr. Papa for now they have to yard who do it. I'm a palo. Copono would be well, I will palo. See if I never do that, or I have to. And we never come back at it. If in a jury, or the category in that need I come at here, it was ever, if in a jury. Now, we would okay, on the okay. If I never Nigeria, and this never Maroon to me back. Oh, could I got it? No, yeah. It was nice to know you to go of women, but yeah, never met. So, somebody know like somebody in the house.
So, yeah, Otu Isupo actually proved the wrong. No, below to a case, they see drop a list of people sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria. Be okay. Now, Gapani drop a list of people sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria. Be okay. Now, Gapani Roste.
Because now, without that, I don't know that now. Don't we look at the when do put down my name and see the baby. Because now I don't know Muna Matama Toro. Only a story, but I don't want now. We will pull a now. What your papa allow, what you let the Tiger. Unabaka, what the Lion is trying to buy you so. And then I'm a friend. We have buy you so. You have to let my copy and that. Okay, now. Someone who man who not this the market and I like it. Always say something. You need to now, not the Carolina League right, secret in your plan. Very good to pay now. God is never. Let's go. Achievement, but he can come up with what's the getting on my work.
Dalo.
One day, you don't need Nigeria.
Dalo, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, my brother. Most of the things on point. But on one only yes, no only due to an you said leaders at the end of the day. So our leaders should do something about the situation. Let's hear from you right about now. Hello.
No, better.
Yes, welcome back, my brother.
I was in the area about
Gabaniru.
better.
Yes.
Yes, this is now high with the information.
Yes. Yes, I have Gabaniru.
Mana ha appointed. Yes, I go. Makana onye jere ebe a na-agba afa ọ dịka na-abụra gị were anya na-ekiri ekiri wee dịka na-agbakọ. Ama mgbe a na-ekwu oke negotiate ndị ebe ndị isi a nwebeghị onye ụkọchukwu onye ụka krak nyere oge. Ama mgbe a gụrụ na news na asị na egburu ndị a in abundance. O wee jee ebe a jee eke ha nchere ga-echeche ezu ọpụtagwa ndị ha weta evidence ndị a na-wetara evidence ndị oketa ọgba asa afọ site na-eji egwu innocent na-agwọ ndị mmadụ na ndị ebe ndị ọ sị na ewetezi ya ọ nwere mgbe ewetara ego wee nyasị na ego ewetara nwe ego moto si weta nkebe ejide ka wee maka ike ihe ndị a niile na-eje agba nkịtị a na-agwa na o nwere ọ bụrụ na obodo a chọọ ka ha dozie ebe ha dozie ebe ndị ha chọọ ka ha dozie ebe ha hapụ ya ha mara ndị niile a na-eme ihe a mana ha achọghị ikwu okwu.
In this kind of situation, I am one little negotiator. So the thing is, apparatus on your part of the security at the end of the day. So maybe it suggests it's okay to talk at the negotiator now. There's it somehow. Oh yeah.
On top of that, they negotiate. I want to say, apparatus and Amadu Buroku. Niaga, but on the back, I secure property in the back. They can't handle the salad, but I don't know. I thought I'm no longer with the I'll go and tell you now, I'm going to get an eye. Ọ kwesịrị ya ekwesịghị Malaysia ọ ya onye ha ga-ekwu ya so meta obodo adịgbo ka ọ ya adị ihe nwanne nwoke na-agwa gị ọ na-adị ma oche nọkịta na m na-agbagbo okwu na-akpọrọ news na kọmuniti ezi ihe mere na gịnị ka m gwara gị ebe ndị agha gbagburu mmadụ ma ha jegbe ma ọ na-abacha eke dị na ha jegbe ma kedu ebe nke ahụ na-ekwu gbara ọkụ mere ekwebeghị m aka m ege ntị ka gwa m ebe akwụkwọ mere nke gwara gị onye nka na-ekwu okwu nke data akwụkwọ enwecha ọzọgọ DJ
daalụ my brother we'll get to